Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks, Chubo. Good block, good stuff. I'm JimmyQBalls. I'm going to be doing a couple of games here. Watch the intro to Cowboys and Mesa. We'll let this play out. And then we'll get started. But this is pretty much in the vein of Sunset Riders, Mystic Warriors, kind of in that little trilogy there, if you want to call it that. So 4 of the same cows, we turn into 4 different cows. Not sure what's going on here, but there was a cartoon if you want to get it explained to you, so here we go. How's everybody doing? What's up, Cool J? What's up, D? I'm really behind on chat, so if I say hi, I'm going to be pretty much behind, but we'll get going anyway. And we're going to beat Dakota, because he's the coolest one, in my opinion, of course. This guy's got a great laugh. Never gets old. Alright, so here we go. We're playing the video game now, guys. So yeah, this plays a lot like Sunset Riders. It's a 2-button game. You have a jump and a shot. If you press jump and the shot at the same time, like it says right there, you'll do this kind of charging bull rush. And if you have a special weapon like that, you'll toss out the weapon instead. So not too hard of a game. If you're looking to if you're watching this marathon, like, what game could I clear? This is definitely something you should look into. It's a fun game. It's not too long, and it's really not too hard. So show off a little mashing here. Comes a slide tackle move there. And that's the first boss. I believe it. Alright, so if you get hit on a level and you finish the level, you're going to get all your health back, which is pretty nice. If this game was like Sunset, where you only got 3 hits for the whole game, it would be quite a bit more difficult, but there's health drops, and you get your health back at the end of a level. So, I mean, if you learn this game and you didn't get any health back, you'd be able to get hit about 10 times before you would even, drop the 1 CC or whatever. So there's a couple auto-scrollers in this game, unfortunately. They're not the most fun, but they're there. And they look cool anyway. Little set pieces. This game has really nice sprite work, in my opinion. Good colors, too. Kind of pops off the screen. So this is a good power-up I just got. I'm going to save that until the final boss of the level here. It's kind of like a screen-wide bomb that you can use that has pretty good power. And that was just a power-up. You can see, like, my shot has 3 little beams or whatever, 3 bullets now. The standard shot is 1. And then pretty much all the cowboys are the same. I think it's kind of like Sunset Riders, where there's 2 guys that have 2 shots and 2 that have another. And in this case, it's either the 3 shots or a single star. And from what I can tell, they all do the same amount of damage. So I'm just going to kind of fire back and forth here. You can hear that Konami explosion. All the monies, no! So I heard somebody talking about bees in chat. And here's your bee storm here. Several bee storms to worry about. Got a few more here, and then we'll be all done. Oops. I'm gonna get rid of him. There we go. So you'll definitely recognize that sound from Symphony of the Night if you've played it. Not that sound, the explosion kind of sound there. A good cowboy cop always destroys all cannons, just so you know. Now, mashing actually doesn't do more damage in this game. Like, just it almost has kind of a cooldown. Like I can hit an enemy and then I gotta wait a second and then I can hit him again. So I'm not really mashing to do more damage. It's just fun. Makes a cool sound when you're like, you know. So here I'm just gonna keep kind of working the stick here. I'm working my stick. Working my stick and I'm firing at a lower quarter angle here. Shrek balloon. Alright, now we're going to get to the boss proper here, which is probably the coolest sprite in the game. This is the YouTube thumbnail I chose because it's pretty striking. This giant thing here. And then if you don't know that, that's a big thing to know right there, is you can actually destroy the stinger of the giant scorpion there. If you don't do that, the boss is a little more annoying because that thing will actually hunt you down and try and stab you. Phase here. Pretty easy boss, really not a big deal. And even if he walks into me, you can just walk through him, which is pretty rare for a game like this. And the bosses always have a funny little quote, and then they that echoes. Yeah, I'm getting better at mashing on the arcade stick. It's kind of hard to mash on an arcade stick because there really isn't much tension pushing against you, or kind of a click to let you know when you've actually actuated the button, so I'm just kind of floating instead of actually mashing. It works out pretty good. For some reason this boss doesn't have a name. I don't know why. The only boss in the game. I don't know if that's just they fucked up or what, but here we go. This level's actually really cool. The music's really chill too. Great soundtrack. Whoa, okay, I want to be careful of that. I don't want to take any unnecessary damage if I can help it. So here you just stay to the front and just keep moving forward, kind of like Sunset Riders. You know, if you've ever seen a Sunset Riders speed run, there's a lot of it just involves staying at the front of the screen to kind of skip danger. So I want to stay near the bottom here. I want to give myself a little more visual real estate, and then when I can see the top and know where they're going to come, I'm just going to swim, swim, swim. And now we're safe. So if you had lost your health here, this bird comes, and he drops money when you have full health, but if I didn't have full health, he would have dropped kind of like a whiskey bottle or something. So here comes the Battletoads boss here. And that was quick. I've never gotten hit by this thing. Even if you just kind of let it do whatever it wants to do and attack, it never seems to actually hurt you. I don't know why, but it's all good. Here I gotta be careful. There's a little pink bird. Very aggressive enemy. And if you don't see him coming, they kind of have a floppy flight pattern too. And I've taken a bunch of hits from those things, so that's good. We got that out of the way. There's one up in this game I'm gonna get on one of the later levels. So you have 3 lives times, 3 health apiece. Pretty friendly that way. It's not even a hidden 1-up either. You can't miss it. It's right in the way, so gotta be careful. Those bombs splash forward. Cuphead ripped off the bomb sprite too. The explosion. A bunch of hacks. So that's what I want to watch out for. That move when he rolls along the ground. And as the fight goes on, like if he does that in the 3rd phase, it's going to be much faster. Pretty hard to dodge actually, but we'll be all right. And he does that as well. So smell you later. Adios, gringos. Alright, cruising on through. Here comes the level where you get the 1-up. This is like the Boot Hill Buzzard's domain. Now, graphics-wise, this is definitely my favorite level. This level looks cool as shit. Spooky. So you got these ghosts up here, and you gotta be careful because they kind of take your attention away from what's going on, and there's a lot of enemies that are behind those barrels. If you're not looking closely, you'll just think it's a barrel. See that red bird bailed out, but he almost got me. There we go. That's a quick kill. If you can get him coming back the first time, that's a nice fast kill here. That's what we want. So we're just going to run past these Homer Doodles. Pick up my 1-up. Can't miss it. Gotta dodge some scary flaming pumpkin heads here. Just like in real life. And I don't know what that thing in the background is, but it's like the Greek god of Karnak, skull, death. And then after some time, the screen unlocks and you keep on going. And that's the weapon I want. That's my screen clear. Bird there, and if you did get hit, this guy right here is a health power-up, so time for the boss. So to initiate this boss, I gotta take care of these birds that are letting him fly. And he did a rare attack there. He usually never drops the bombs. I took a hit, but it's not a big deal. This guy's pretty easy. He's got this rolling bomb attack on the ground. He's also got a pistol shot that he might do. There, he fires 3 shots. Pretty easy to dodge, not too fast. You got the Mesa tombstone back there. Not sure what the deal is with that. We'll kill him with that. Now, certain enemies and bosses, if I were to run into them using that attack, it'll stun them. And I'm going to be doing that on one of the last levels, actually, to deal with some enemies that I don't really have to do it, but it just makes it a little easier. And if it's easier, why not do it, right? So 2 more levels, and then we go to the final level. Kind of has that structure where you get rid of the initial levels before going to the final one. Another auto-scroller here. Here we go. This level, you got to be careful. You don't want to move forward too fast. You want to kind of wait until it's safe. If you hit the ground or fall through these things, you take a hit. So. And then there's this little kind of mini-boss that comes up a little later where I almost always get hit anyway. Because it's kind of hard to read what it's actually doing. There's sprite scaling there. Same thing here. So yeah, there's 3 special weapons. The boxing glove, the boomerang axe, and the kind of screen exploding thing that I killed the last boss with. And then there's a horseshoe that rotates around your character that damages enemies, and then there's a kind of an invincibility stars that you can get. That's obviously the best. But yeah, here I gotta be careful. I don't want to move too fast. I want to make sure it's safe, because if I fall into the void, I don't want to take damage. Even though there's a lot of health on this level. Pretty much every time you see that, see the money, if I didn't have full health, that money would be a health up, so. Like right there, I'm not really sure what I got hit by, but I actually think it might have been the turret in the center now that I think about it. So I gotta wait a little bit to get my health back. I want to be careful. They're gonna start playing with the, right there. If you jump while that's happening, you'll actually jump through the platform there and you take a hit. I don't want to wait. I don't want to keep shooting either. You kill these birds when they're all the way on the right-hand side of the screen. You have to move over there where it's not particularly safe. So I want to always play it safe. But we're almost at the end of the level here. It's pretty much the end right now. And that would be health as well. So even if you get beat up a little bit, it's really not too bad. Alright, boss time. In another universe right now, the guys from Sunset Riders, Steve and Cormano, are blasting away here. Oops, I'm standing in the right spot. Oh, wow. Whew, that was kind of scary. I'm glad I didn't die there. That would have sucked. Alright, so I get all my health back. Even if I did die, it's not too big of a deal. The next level's pretty easy, but... the more lives, the merrier. Yahoo indeed. And here's another easy intro level here. You just gonna walk forward and shoot, and that's it. Missing out on points and nothing else, so just keep on going. I'm not playing this for points. So you have these bat gangs here. And these guys, once they cross kind of the plane and they get to the left side, they will shoot at you, even though it's pretty easy to dodge. Doesn't matter. I'm not too big of a fan of the bullets in this game. Like that bullet that went to my right, not only is it pink, which is the same color as my body for the most part, or my clothing rather, it doesn't flicker. Non-flickering bullets is typically a bad idea in games because you can lose track of them easily. Couple more shots on this guy and we'll go down. Now it's time for the boss. Really cool sprite here too. Now we have a snake Gatling gun. Really odd hitbox there, too. Oh, wow, I took a hit. Oh, well. Alright, so this part is a little dangerous. You got that thing there, launching those bomb balloons or whatever, or the barrels there. Every so often, it's going to launch one all the way to the back of the screen. That's why I keep moving up here. Just preemptively kind of moving up in case it decides to go after me. One more turret, and then we got to fight the smokestack in the front. You can also jump on the bird, but there's a big delay when you come back down, but I'm going to be using that here. It's the way this thing works. It just kind of goes after you. Kind of loops past and then double backs. Gotta be careful. It's going to be another one of those yellow things coming my way. If that hits me after I kill the boss, I take a hit. We're good. We're good to go. Final level here. Looking good. Next game's a little more scary than this one to clear anyway, so we'll get this one out of the way first. We're gonna rescue our hot babe over there with her cool bob haircut. Whatever haircut that is. So this is the final boss, Masked Bull. He was the guy going, make him pay for that. Nobody laughs at cowboys. The button's loud? Yeah. That's the arcade. That's the real arcade experience. As long as you can hear the game, you should be able to hear the game. Alright, so this is kind of like a little gauntlet. A couple kind of mini little levels here. Gotta watch out for these. We're gonna be dodging more of these later in Batman as well. That was careless. No big deal. I get a health back here. There we go. No harm, no foul. Now we're going to go behind the classic bookshelf gag here. Going into the basement. Watch out for the watermelon bats here. Alright, this is the hardest part in the game. If every level was like this, the game would actually be kind of a pain in the ass. But I want to make sure that I'm not shitting where I eat here. I want to just scroll the screen just right to not spawn too many enemies. I avoided that bat. That was what I wanted to do. We made it. Yeah, Konami's going to make a new version of this game with Sunset Riders, but it's going to have loot crates, free-to-play co-op online elements, exclusive to Microsoft. So these guys are a good example. If you run into them like that, instead of actually attacking you, they just stand there and act tough while you blast them and kill them. They sacrifice their life to look cool. It's not a good idea. Yeah, early access, all the good stuff. All the things gamers want, guys. Gonna have cross promotions with Red Bull and Mountain Dew and oh yeah. Alright, here's another little tricky section here. Like baby's first final area. I don't know what they were thinking here, but this isn't very dangerous. You almost gotta wonder if these enemies weren't designed to be able to be killed in one shot, but I'll take it. What are you gonna do?
Thank you so much,
I don't know why she's thanking him. Marshall Moo had nothing to do with this. Alright, final boss. Now, if you were to give this to some person, like here, take all my lives, take all my health, they would drop a credit or two on this guy. He has a ton of health, and if you don't know how to deal with his shit, then he's pretty annoying. But I'm going to stay up here the entire time. Alright, so he goes over there, he can do one of two things, which is jump or throw knives. That's what I got to watch out for right there. That attack's nasty. Got a lot of range and a long active hitbox, but what you're looking for is when he kind of plants his feet on the ground, that's when you want to jump. And you'll be right out of his hitbox there, you can see. And then when he's there, he just fires down. He almost always throws knives if he's there, or he'll move. That's all it's always programmed to do. So ideally, I want him to just keep kind of showing up there. He does his bullwinkle attack there. There's also an emulation error here, if you hadn't noticed. That fog at the bottom corners of the screen, that's not supposed to be there. If you were to see this, like, on YouTube from someone who's playing on a PCB, you would notice that it doesn't, it actually dissipates. He's almost dead. Down to the bull charge. We did it. 1 CC. My gift to you.
It's the world record!
When I started dusting this game off about a week ago for the marathon, I was kind of blowing up, but once you remember those kind of things, you have to know. It's really not a very hard game. That was a no-miss clear, so that's pretty good. And I'll be playing Batman next. Atari's Batman, which... That's a classic game. You're going to see some funny stuff. There's always something funny that happens. And it's more scary than this. I can definitely fuck that one up and blow that one CC, so it's definitely not a given. Even though I clear it most of the time, it's still a... If that game wants to be mean, it can be very, very mean and spiteful, so we'll see. I'll know after the first level what kind of the mood the game is in, so... But yeah, coming up next is Batman.